Welcome to your upper body yoga drills for strength and endurance. We're going to move through some yoga-like shapes and maybe some not so yoga-like shapes to strengthen our upper body, and we'll give you plenty of modifications and variations that you can use if your wrists are feeling a little sore today or if you want to vary your movements for any other way. We'll start with 30 seconds of mountain climbers to warm up. So for your mountain climbers, you can do these on your hands or you can do them on your forearms, which will be a little less intense for your wrists. I'm going to show on my hands. Some of these guys are going to show on their forearms. So one option is to pick up your knees and draw knee into chest and bend back. So keep it nice and bouncy, one foot on the floor while the other knee draws in. Another option, you can run in place. A little run here, like you're maybe climbing a mountain, but very fast. You can also keep your knees down and do knee into chest, knee into chest, knee into chest. You guys know what you're going to do? All right, we have 30 seconds. Ready? Here we go. So you can go a little bit slow this time. A little spoiler alert, these are going to show up again really soon. So we're just getting warm, getting the hang of it. The more your shoulders are over your wrists, if your hands are on the ground, the more intense it will be for your wrists. So you can move your shoulders behind your wrists a little. That's okay. Good news is we've got 5 seconds left. 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. But not for long. Maybe a little chest stretch here. Or give your wrists a little love. A little roll. Or a little squeeze and draw forward. All right. We're going to incorporate those into our first Tabata. A Tabata is 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest. We're going to do 8 rounds. For each round, we'll alternate those mountain climbers or a yoga burpee. Let's learn our yoga burpee. We're going to start in a squat at the top of our mat. It can be a high squat with your hips lifted or a low squat with your hips down. Make sure, let's give it a try. Make sure your knees and toes are pointing in the same direction. There we go. Good. Then you're going to plant your hands, and you'll have to lift your hips for that, and step or jump to a bent knee downward dog. Then step or jump forward back to your squat. If you like, you can pick up your hands here. If your wrists are not feeling that today, they're saying no thank you, instead of your yoga burpee, you're going to do a jump squat or an air squat for those 20 seconds. And Jonathan, in the red here, will be demonstrating that. So you can look at him if you want to try that option. All right, are we ready to go? We're going to start with those mountain climbers. 20 seconds on. In 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So do remember, you have 4 rounds of these total, so you can pace yourself. But once you have the hang of it, go at a speed that is challenging for you, but where you can maintain your good alignment. We have 3, 2, 1, rest. Quick little rest. We've got those yoga burpees coming up. So jump squat or yoga burpee. Ready? Here we go. From our squat to our bent knee down dog, back to our squat. Maybe pick up your hands. Good. Every time you land a jump, land with your knees bent. We've got 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, and take a rest. Little break. Give your wrists any love that they need. Little stretch. Back to our mountain climbers. Ready? Here we go. Make sure you're breathing. It can be in through your nose, out through your mouth. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, rest. Got our second round of yoga burpees or jump squats coming up. Ready? 3, 2, 1. If you've got the hang of it, maybe go a little faster. If you feel like, oh my gosh, this is so hard, go a little slower. See if you can keep moving. Take breaks if you need to, but move slowly if you can. 3, 2, 1, rest. All right, 2 more rounds of each. We've got our mountain climbers in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Remember, you can always do these on your forearms too. I think they're actually a little harder on my forearms, personally. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Rest. Yoga burpees are next. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Bent knee down dog to a squat. Anytime you land a jump, knees bent. Good breathing going on here. 3, 2, 1. Rest. Great news, you guys. Just 1 more round of each. Ready for your last round of mountain climbers? In 3, 2, 1. Remember, you have that option of knees down, knee into chest, knee into chest. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rest. Done with those for today. Just 1 round of yoga burpees to go. In 3, 2, 1. Just 20 seconds. Nice light landings here. Good job. Good job to all of you too. I'm sure your landings are very light. 3, 2, 1. Done. Take a breather. Towel off. Get a little stretch, a little sip of water, whatever you need. But not too long, so we have a 30-second forearm plank coming up. So for your forearm plank, we're going to come down to forearms and knees to start, shoulders over elbows. If you have a block, you can hold your block to help keep your forearms parallel. We'll stretch our legs back. You can keep your knees lifted or lower them down. Do try to keep your shoulders over your elbows here. Your spine long. Ready? And let's begin. 30 seconds. Press your forearms down into the floor, kind of like you're trying to push the floor away from you. Keep a long spine here. Keep breathing. See if you can press your inner thighs up toward the sky without sticking your butt way up in the air. And then play with shifting forward and back a little bit. Forward and back. It's okay if your shoulders come past your elbows a little. You've just got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower to your knees. Sit back on your heels and get a nice little stretch here. Notice which thumb naturally comes on top when you take this shoulder stretch, and switch. So the opposite thumb is on top. And then release, roll your shoulders. All right, next one. We're going to find downward facing dog or table pose. From here, so downward facing dog or table, you're going to stretch your right leg back on an inhale. Exhale, bend your knee into your chest. Inhale, stretch back. Exhale, tap your upper arm. Then we're going to draw in, and we're going to hold for 5 seconds, and then 5 seconds to upper arm, then change sides. You can do this on your forearms as well. And if you have blocks, if you stack your forearms on blocks, maybe even 2 stacks. Can you show that, Jonathan? 2 stacks. Then that'll bring your blocks up a little higher, so it's more the height of hands and knees. Okay? So find your table or your downward facing dog. Knees bent in a down dog, please, if you're in down dog. And then inhale, stretch your right leg back behind you. Exhale, bend your right knee into your chest. Push the floor away. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, bring your right knee to tap your right upper arm. And then inhale, re-extend. Exhale, right knee into chest. Hold here, push the floor away for 5, 4, breathing 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, stretch your right leg back. Exhale, right knee to right upper arm. Slide up as high as you can. Push the floor away. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down dog or table, stretch back. And lower your right foot. You can stay right where you are or take a quick little break if you need. Give your wrists a little love. And then we'll change sides. I think we all needed that break. Downward facing dog or table. Inhale your left leg up. Exhale, knee into chest. And then stretch it right back. Inhale. Exhale, knee toward upper arm. Doesn't have to touch. And then extend back. And now we're going to hold. Knee into chest. Push the floor away. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stretch it back. Inhale. Exhale, knee to upper arm. Slide it up as high as you can. Good. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stretch it back. Inhale. Exhale, lower, and lower your knees to the floor. Take a little break. All right, it's your upper body drills. You knew it was coming. We've got our push-ups coming on next. So for push-ups, we're going to do a chest push-up. So your hands pretty wide. I like to turn my hands out. You're welcome to do these with your knees lifted. I'm going to keep my knees down on the ground, though. Your elbows are going to come out wide. You'll do as many as you can for 30 seconds. You don't have to go fast. If your wrists are not having that today, you can look at Kyle back here and Jonathan over here, who are going to come down to their forearms. Again, knees up, but that will be pretty hard, or down, and do these tricep presses, lifting and lowering. For this one, you want to keep your elbows hugging in, and it's going to work more the backs of your arms. All right, everybody ready? We've got 30 seconds, as many as you can do, fast or slow. Make sure you only lower down so far that you know you can press back up. Elbows wide. Think chest over your thumbs. Belly in. Spine long. You're already more than halfway there. I like to exhale when I push up. Find the breath that works for you. We've got 5, 4, 3. Elbows in for those tricep lifts, 2. And 1. Rest. So again, maybe a little chest stretch or a tricep stretch here. So this next one, this is our last drill. These are our bear hold kick throws. And these really aren't just for your upper body. They're really more of a full body workout, as you will see. So we're on our hands or forearms. And make sure the eyes of your elbows, if you're on your hands, are pointing right toward the space between your index finger and thumb. Your shoulders can be behind your wrists or right over them. We're going to hover our knees an inch away from the floor. And then you're going to kick your right foot to the left. You can keep your left hand down or you can pick it up. Come right back to your bear hold. And then keep your hand or forearm down or pick it up. If your forearm's down, I guess if your forearm's down, it'd be pretty hard to pick it up. I mean, you could lift your elbow. Yeah, so we'll do 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off, 2 on the left side, and then 2 to the right. You guys ready? Here comes round 1. Toes tucked under. Hover your knees. Let's find our bear hold. We'll get started in 3, 2, 1. Kick your right foot to the left, across your body, and then back. Across, and then back. Good. Nice. See if you can hover your knees just an inch when you come back. Really press down into that right hand when you kick. 3, 2, 1. Take a quick break. We've got one more time on that side. 5 seconds. We're going to get right back into it. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Hover your knees and kick right foot to the left. Really make sure if you're on your right hand that the eye of the elbow stays pointing toward the space between your index finger and thumb. More than halfway there. You might feel your quads burning too. I certainly do. 3, 2, 1. Rest. We're done with that side. We're going to do 2 rounds on the second side. Ready? Find your bear hold in 3, 2, 1. Kick your left foot to the right. And again, you can pick up that right hand. You can keep it on the floor or come onto your fingertips, although I think it's easier to pick it up. Good. 3, 2, 1, rest. We got one more of those. Feeling that in my quads quite a bit. I don't know about you all. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Left foot to the right. Last round. And kick. Maybe a little quicker this round. You've got the hang of it. 7 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Rest. Nice work. Let's show our wrists a little love after all that upper body work. So come onto your hands and knees. And turn your palms to face up. So your fingertips are pointing in toward each other. You might find it feels good for your middle fingers to touch, or you might have your hands a little further apart. The more your shoulders are over your wrists here, the more intense the stretch will be. So you might find it feels better to back off a little. Let your breath settle. Breathe in whatever way you can breathe. And then let's place our hands in that more familiar tabletop position. And then turn your fingertips to point back toward you. It doesn't have to be like all the way, just as much as feels like a comfortable or tolerable stretch. Keep a little bend in your elbows here because they do tend to lock a little more in this position. And here, if you tuck your toes and shift your weight back a little bit, then the heels of your hands might even get a little light on the floor. If that doesn't feel good, you can keep them down. And then turn your hands back to that tabletop position. We're going to bring our right forearm on the ground for a little forearm massage because those forearms worked hard for us today. So walk our left hand forward, and you can either, so your right palm is facing up, you can either bring your right knee to your right elbow or your left knee. It just depends. One sometimes feels better or the other. And you get to control the pressure here. You're going to use your knee to lightly massage down your forearms. Maybe little circular movements. Maybe hold in a place that feels really good. I like to point my toe here personally. You can keep your toes on the ground. And just move down the forearm. If you, again, find a spot that feels really good, feel free to stay there. And then when you're finished, change sides. So left palm facing up. And again, you could do your left knee or your right knee just below the elbow to start. And again, you control the amount of pressure here. You control the massage. Make sure that you can breathe comfortably as you do this. And know that if it doesn't feel good, skip it. When you're done, come back to table. And then come to lie on your back. Feet on the floor, gaze toward the ceiling. And as you inhale, lift your hips up into a little bridge. You can stay here, or you can grab hold of the edges of your mat or interlace your hands underneath you to walk your shoulder blades in toward each other a little more. Just make sure you're walking your shoulder blades in, but not pulling them down. That can feel not so good for your neck. Lift your chest toward your chin. Move your chin away from your chest a little so you keep a space between the back of your neck and the floor. Take an inhale here. Long exhale. Inhale. And then exhale, release your hands if they're clasped. Walk your shoulder blades out. And lower your pelvis back down to the floor. And you can stay here, perhaps separate your feet wide, drop your knees in, take a Shavasana or any movement that feels good before Shavasana. And you're welcome to stay for as long as you like or as long as you can. And thank you so much for all your great work today. Thank you, guys.